Boys, I think Gene Silva really lost it. You know, there's always been talks about him being slow or just like a little out there. I mean, you've seen the guy, but he dropped this really weird, out of touch, low key schizophrenic post on Twitter. We're gonna read it. We're gonna read through it right now. So it says, "I don't think anyone is going to give. I don't think anyone is going to give me anything if it's not a title shot. Then it better be a fight that puts me right there." First of all, okay, listen, off the first few sentences, who the fuck do you think you are? You just beat Bryce Mitchell, a dude who is ranked number 13, right? There's Lerone Murphy, who's in the division. Um, who else is in that division? Lerone Murphy, Mozavar's in the division, Yair, Pitbull. Like, are you serious? All of your wins have been against non-ranked opponents. Charles Jourdain. Like, come on, come on, come on. But anyways, but let's look at all the facts. Volk said he wants to stay active and face the best in the division. No, yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. I've already proven that I deserve it and that I'm the best. I don't think. Listen, I don't think so. I do not think so. Okay, but Diego Lopez got a title shot with 5 wins and 1 loss, with 2 of those wins by decision, while I have 5 wins, all by finish. This is the fight that makes sense. I deserve it, and I'm ready. This is part 1. He drops a 2-part, so but we're gonna deep dive into this. So listen, Gene Silva, I understand you're a part of the Fighting Nerds. Everybody's glazing you. You're like God essentially in that division. Call yourself Lord, right? But bro, if we're being for real, if we are being for real, right? These rankings, I've said this before, the featherweight rankings are just like completely out of touch with reality too. So I'm happy he's in this out of touch with reality ass division because Max Holloway's ranked 2 here, right? But he's also ranked 4 in lightweight with Islam. Okay, so that for off the bat, that makes no sense. Okay, Brian Ortega is ranked 6. That guy's about to retire. Let's get Brian Ortega out of here. So that's 2 people off the bat. Ilya is already still in this division. He's on top of the division, and Alexander Volkanovski's rank 1. So I'm ready for tomorrow when they update this division, and we're gonna see where they put Bryce and where they put Gene Silva. But Gene, you have Giga in front of you. You have Aljamain Sterling, right? Arnold Allen is in front of you. Arnold Allen would put your lights out if we're being 1,000%. I would love to see Gene Silva versus Arnold Allen. Gene Silva versus Arnold Allen sounds beautiful. I think Arnold Allen would get the job done. But anyways, we're gonna read part 2 of this dude's statement. I faced the biggest knockout artist at lightweight and I knocked him out. Who the fuck is he talking about? Who is the biggest knockout artist at lightweight and you knocked him out? I really hope you're not talking about Drew Dober, bro. That's the only person I think he could be talking about. Bryce Mitchell's not at lightweight. He's not a knockout guy. Drew Dober might be at lightweight. He's in lightweight. He's not a knockout. He's not the biggest knockout artist in the division. They're Justin Gaethje's in that same division. Ilya Tuporia is in that same division. Max Holloway is in that same division. Max Holloway doesn't knock shit out, but you see what I'm talking about? Gene Silva, you're literally out of touch with reality, bro. I took on one of the best grapplers in the division and submitted him. I beat a guy who had never been knocked out, and I knocked him out. And I also face a multi-time world kickboxing champion. Listen, boys, reading's not my fucking strong suit. And knocked him out too. If I don't deserve a title shot, I don't know who does. If you don't deserve a title shot, you don't know who does. Bro, Calvin Qatar deserves a fucking title shot more than you do for being 1,000%. Let's rattle off the names that deserve to fight Alexander Volkanovski next more than you do. Mozavar, even though I do not want to see this fucking dude fight ever again if we're being. Arnold Allen deserves a title shot more than you. Yair deserves another title shot more than you. Lerone Murphy's boring ass deserves a title shot more than you. Josh Emmett does not deserve a title shot more than you for being real. But I want to see Josh Emmett versus Jean Silva, goblin on goblin action. But if you're not going to give me goblin on goblin with Josh Emmett, give me Arnold Allen. I need to see Arnold Allen put somebody out, or just like, just like, Arnold Allen, I want to see you go fucking berserk. I want to see you go berserk. But the last sentence of this is, I trust the UFC, Dana White, Hunter, and John Shelby. I'm ready for whatever they decide. Well, they're definitely not going to fucking put you in a title shot. Definitely not. And then somebody in his comments, right, if we translate this post, right, they say the exact same thing I say. Wow, there is no unranked guy who wins a single fight and already has a title shot. I believe John will be champion one day, but he needs to be at least one of the top 10 guys to get a title shot. He needs to be 3 people. Jean Silva is not one fight away from a title shot. Gentlemen. Gentlemen, 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 gentlemen. I seen the statistics. It's all men watching my channel, which is like, hey, that's fine with me. Hey, welcome on, brothers. But listen, Dan Ige deserves a title shot more than Jean Silva. Just beat Sean Woodson. Are we being for real, boys? Are we being for real? It's not one win. He's at minimum 3 wins away from fighting somebody at the top. He needs to fight somebody in the top 5 through 10. We need to see somebody from Brian Ortega to Josh Emmett. And knowing the UFC, they're definitely going to give him Brian Ortega. They want Jean Silva they want all the fighting nerds to just be all champion at the same time, so they could just like error in a new non-Dagestani wave. That's like the method of victory for the UFC right now. No more Dagestanis. We want the fighting nerds to take over all at the same time, so we could just have like a new era of the UFC, and they could be like the top dudes. To be honest, Ruffy is the best out of all of them, in my personal opinion. Ruffy is the coolest out of all of them, but I did pick Green to beat Ruffy. I did pick Bobby Green to beat Ruffy. I'm never gonna live that down, but it's okay. It's okay. Worse things have happened. Sean Strickland did beat Adesanya, but Jean Silva really might be R word. Tarded. He might be tarded. Okay, but it's all right. I understand. I'm just like confused on where he gets this from. Does he think because him and Bryce Mitchell had the biggest fight on that card, like just like hype and promotion wise, that he thinks like, oh, the UFC knows and I'm gonna move this fight, I'm gonna do my thing and we're gonna go forward? Dude, you didn't really sell this fight. Bryce Mitchell sold this fight 1,000%. He had a fucking not a breakdown. I mean, I'm not gonna trash the guy, but Bryce Mitchell said some unfavorable things on a podcast, and you just kind of added Sean Shelby and said, hey, I'll fight this guy. I'll suck Hunter's cock and fight Bryce Mitchell. Don't worry about it. But, I don't think that you're going to be able to sell a fight with anybody else. I mean, obviously you have the hype, but like it's not going to meet the same level of hype as this Bryce Mitchell fight. Stumbling over my words at the 8-minute mark, boys. It's hard to speak. Anyways, guys, peace out.